Enjoy this Goldilocks Productions presentation of the Joyful Finding Show with your host, Melissa Parks.
Oh, welcome. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Woo-hoo. Thank you for joining me. Joyful Findings today is all going to be about joy and all about where we're going. I never know what we're going to talk about until I come on the show. They give me some ideas every once in a while, but I know it has a lot to do with the energies that are going on right now, which are totally crazy for some, totally calming for others. It all depends on where you're at and what you're letting go and what you want in your life. So with all of that being said, we have a new moon today. We have Mercury leaving retrograde. We have things going to straighten out for us. It's like new beginnings, okay? So really when I say that, in new beginnings, and we also have this Lion's Gate that's opened up for 8/8. It's open now until the 12th, and it peaks on the 8th. So just know, and they're giving me goosebumps as I talk about this right now. So just know that all this energy here is to transform you, to help you transmute things, to help you create what it is that you truly desire, getting rid of the crazy stuff that you don't need in your life. There's like, you need to just like clean house and be like, all right, this is what I want, and, you know, stick to your guns about it and be like, woo, I'm going into the future. So it's like all this amazing energy is going on right now to help us transform into these beautiful beings that we've always wanted to be. And I've actually started to notice a lot more online, too, that more people are starting to wake up. It's just amazing. I'm just so happy. I'm so thrilled about this. And you have to be thrilled about this, too, because we're all starting to shift and we're starting to make better choices in our lives. It's so exciting. You can feel the energy vibrating from me today because they made it start vibrating from me at like 8:30 this morning. So I knew it had a lot to do with all these energies that are coming in. So I noticed that a lot of people have been tired lately, though, too. So it's not all just, woo, we're all on that high energy. Some of us are being knocked down to rest a little bit, to realize what are the things that are making you so tired. Maybe it's you're just keep going. You know, I can use my boyfriend as an example because as the energies came through the weekend, he pretty much was lazy all weekend, pretty much laid around. He didn't have a lot of energy, and that's not like him. It was like totally opposite of normally how he is. He's feeling a lot better now Monday and Tuesday, but let me tell you, through the weekend I was like, should I take you to the doctor? Do you want to get checked out? But no, everything was fine. He was just feeling the energy. So everyone's feeling it differently. So what I told him is just breathe it, ground it through you, let it run through you. And as I tell you that, they're heating me up right now. So the energy that's flowing out to you guys is to help release whatever you might still be holding on to, because we have so much work and so much help from the other side. It's just awesome. And it's funny because it's like, there's just so many things that are funny. We're all being coded. We're all being recalibrated. There's so many things going on right now if you just allow yourself to let it happen. Allow. They want me to say that because it's like sometimes we still struggle with our human self and we want to think that we're always right and that we think that our brain gets in our way sometimes of our spiritual self. So it's like we need to follow our heart. Does it bring you joy? Is it making you happy? If it's not, you have to reevaluate everything that's going on in your life so that you can start having the things that bring you joy. We do not have to be stuck in this miserable space anymore. We can start to create joy out of the misery that's in front of us. So it's just amazing. And every day I see somebody else creating more joy out of things that they thought were the worst thing that could have happened to them, whether it's they just lost their job, they were physically ill. All these things are happening so that you can recognize what's going on in your life and you can start to shift and change them for the better. So it's like we're all diving deep inside. We're doing that dive, deep dive, and finding out who our soul essence really is and what it is we truly desire and getting out of all those old belief systems that no longer serve us. And I feel like a lot of people are tapping into their abilities too, because I feel like I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today. You know, it's like Monday night at my class, I was like, all right, everybody, so what are your superpowers? What are your abilities? So I want you all to think about that for a minute. What are your superpowers? What are your abilities? You know, and I had them start naming things off. Well, one of them said they were an empath. One of them says they read energy. One's a problem solver. Let's see, like I can't read all my writing sometimes. One's a visionary. One has courage, So all these traits that they see inside themselves are now some of their abilities to help them move into more of their newer abilities, because we're all being unlocked to more of what we know. So just be prepared. It's all good. It really is. I don't see anything bad for coming in our future at all. It's all very good. And it's all as good as you make it for your individual selves, which is so awesome. It makes me so happy that you guys are starting to make the choices to make yourselves the happiest beings that you can be, which is so exciting. And looks like I have myself a first caller, and I will take that caller from area code 415.
Hi, hello. This is Anne from California.
Hi, Anne from California. How can I help you today?
I would like a general reading or anything about August. It's pretty quiet for the work that I do, and looking for new opportunities in August.
Okay. All right, Anne, let's see. Well, I'm getting that you need to think outside the box a little bit for your next employment or whatever it is you do. I feel like you think outside the box, because that's going to create a new job. It's going to create a new, because I get that you need to put all that what you do and create it into one business, whatever it is, because I feel like you're self-employed, but only partially self-employed. But it's like you need to I feel like you're bending it into something else. You're creating something new with it. So this is like the planning stage. I feel like you're in that planning stage. So they show me like with lots of pieces of paper and pads and stuff, and writing all these things down and all these different ideas, and I also feel like whatever it is that you do, you need to go after a different group of people or a new group of people. I'm not sure what it is you do, but they keep showing me lots of large groups of people. So whatever it is, it's like you need to reach out beyond where your normal comfort zone is and go beyond that, because I feel like you have a voice that needs to be heard, but it's through the people that you employ and work with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do now work with large groups of people. I work in events.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And I don't want to do that anymore.
What is it you want to do?
But yeah, I don't have a plan. But I mean, I worked with nonprofits and social services a lot, and so but I want to go back into helping people, but I don't really want to go back to work 9 to 5 for a nonprofit.
I totally get that. Have you ever thought about designing your own nonprofit?
No, I'm not interested in that.
All right, cool beans. Well, then you can find things, if that's something that you find joy in, is helping the people, you want to be of service to the people, find something that you can get in that's only part-time then. There's going to be something that opens up that fits you exactly the way you want it. That's one of the things that we have to remember. Everything's going to fit you exactly the way you want it if you tell the universe what that is.
Right.
And they're conspiring right now to make that happen for you, because everything's being lined up. So whatever you've been thinking in the back of your head, they're lining those things up for you. And it's your choice if you take that opportunity or not when it's presented to you. Because I feel like there's going to be like 5 different opportunities presented to you in August. And they're all different varying. Yeah, they're all different varying degrees of whatever it is that you desire. You know what I mean? Some might be a little more hours, some might be a little more money, but you're going to go where your heart is calling you to go. So it's like once they're presented to you, how does it really make you feel? Don't think about the financial part about it. How does it really make you feel first? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because your heart is going to lead you in the right direction, I promise you. Oh, I love that. And they show me all these little hearts. Are you in a relationship right now too?
Yeah, that was my next thought. Is I have a lot of I have dated someone the past month that I don't think will go further, but I have a lot of more men approaching me now to go out. So yeah, it is a lot of opportunities coming in, I think, for that.
Good, because I feel like you finally opened up your heart to love again. So that's why
Yeah.
people are starting to notice you, and they're going to ask you out some more.
Great.
Yeah, and I feel like you're going to find the love that you're looking for by the end of this year, because they keep showing me these little cartoon hearts floating all around you. And I have no idea what you even look like, but I see you as a little cartoon person. And you know when you feel those butterflies in your belly and stuff? See, it's even making me tickling you right now. So you just know that that's on its way. Don't settle for less, because there's going to be a few in between before you find that right one. But as soon as you do, you're going to be like, oh, my God, I've been waiting for you all my life. See, I even have goosebumps right now for you. That's so awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
So do you think the guy of the previous month is run its course?
I don't feel like it's run its course, but I don't feel like you've completely want more from it. I feel like you kind of do, but you don't. But you're kind of conflicted with that.
I am.
So that kind of that makes the relationship, you know, I can't pinpoint one or the other, because I'm tapping into you most importantly, you know. So he's kind of like, you know, I don't know what's going on. He kind of like walks around sometimes like that. But it's like more about what is it you truly desire to have in that relationship is what you need to think about. And does he fit all the check boxes?
Okay.
Awesome. So, Anne, I see exciting things happening to you and for you. And just because August is going to be slow, or you believe that it's going to be slow, everything's going to move very quickly. So just keep paying attention to everything that's going on around you, all the clues that you're getting, all the little breadcrumbs that you're picking up, because I feel like you're finally putting the puzzle together and you're starting to finally see the bigger picture.
Yeah, I would be happy to get something part-time and then to have time to create my, you know, more for my, what will eventually be my own work or my own business, you know. So, but yeah, I'm happy. I understand the bridge job. You know, I'm looking for something on the path of, definitely. So wonderful.
Well, just say I'm open to the highest and best for myself.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's so funny, because they just made me put my arms way out, so like you're receiving, like you're standing out in the sunshine and the sun is just beating down on all of you. So ask and it shall be received. So just be open to that. You finally have been heard, or you finally believe in yourself that you've been heard. So things are going to start to snap into place for you.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in today, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.
Okay, I'll keep listening.
All right, awesome, thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, so awesome. So thanks for calling in, Anne. I appreciate you calling in from California. I love it when people are listening out from all over the place, because I love to know that my energy is out there touching everybody in some way, shape, or form. As I said before, I'm still trying to figure out what my energy does for people and all that. I'm still trying to figure out what it does for me. So as I'm figuring out my abilities, you are all figuring out your abilities too. So maybe you are tapping in and listening to your intuition more. Maybe you are listening to the little voice that doesn't sound like yourself inside your head that gives you good advice, not bad advice. Don't listen to that voice. That voice needs to go bye-bye. You want to listen to the nice one. You want to listen to the voice that talks with love, with compassion. They keep using the word grace lately, so I feel like we're going to move forward with grace a lot. You know what I mean? So whatever that means for you. It's amazing the things that are going to take place in the next few weeks, people, okay? Because things are moving really, really quickly. I can't even explain how fast I'm seeing it in my head. So if you guys could just tap in, feel that for a minute, everything's just going to move fast. So whatever it is that you are manifesting in your life, or you're trying to manifest in your life, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, those things are starting to be created, whether good or bad. So please pay attention to what thoughts you have going through your brain, so that you create the best outcome for yourself. You know what I mean? And it's so funny, because I feel like a lot more people are having a lot more relationship harmony, or they're at least understanding the situations within their relationships, whether it's a love relationship, your best friend, or someone you thought was your best friend, I see a lot of people nowadays that are just like breaking free from their negative friends, whether the friend was or their spouse or whoever it was some kind of energy vampire, didn't let them have their own energy. You know, people are finally breaking free and starting to stand in their own powers, you know, and some of those things, you know, are being an artist. I'm going to go back to my little list of things that we wrote on Monday, you know what I mean? Because maybe that's being an artist. Maybe you're sharing something within your soul to help activate somebody else out there, and maybe they only have to see it. They don't have to own it. So start creating more of that art. Create, you know? You know, and then one of them wrote waving hands, which is kind of funny. I'm going to tell you a story about this. So I move my hands around a lot. So you could picture me like moving my hands in a wave or whatever. So it was really funny. This past weekend, we were at Walmart, and the boyfriend was still in his mood. Like he was listless and just didn't want to, you know, just irritated by everything. He did not bubble before we went in the store. I can tell you that. He was ready to go. But we had made it to the freezer section, and there was this lady with her young daughter there. Her daughter was probably, I'm going to say, maybe 9 or 10. And all of a sudden, the daughter started waving her arms as we're standing in the aisle. And I'm watching her from, you know, I don't know, 10 feet away or so. And it's really funny because the mother looks over at her and was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just sitting over in the corner there chuckling a little bit going, I wonder if I had anything to do with that, because that's what I end up doing when I'm in Walmart. You know what I mean? I end up moving energy around, whether you feel like you need to push it away from you or you need to wave it out. Whatever people need. It's like, so energy is fun stuff to start playing with. So it was really cute to see that little girl do that in the middle of Walmart. The mother didn't understand what was going on, so you knew she was pretty much shut off. Also, being a Reiki Master, some kind of healer, is also another ability, whether you use any of the modalities for healing. You know, shaman, they said shaman was another one. So there's many different things that you could use as your abilities and your superpowers to help you understand things. Let's see, I had one lady that had all the 5 C's, so I hope you all know what those are. Reading cards, if you use a tool, if you use oracle cards or tarot cards, again, that's helping you tap in. It's your tool for unlocking more of what's going on and out there for you. There's also a connection to water. Some people feel like they have this connection to water. So what does that mean? You know, so there's many different abilities out there. They're not just the psychic ones. So I want you to know that you're going to tap into all of them. And if you've only tapped into a few, more are coming online. I feel like all this heat and energy that I'm feeling right now is definitely being pushed down to help us realize who we really are and what we're going to be doing next, which is so awesome. And if you haven't been outside lately, people, get outside and ground a little bit, because the energies that are coming down right now, it's important to get outside, touch the earth with your feet, hug a tree, whatever it is you feel like you need to do. And it's funny, I'm watching 2 dragonflies swirl around. They're having fun out there. So illuminate yourselves outside, people. Allow yourselves to really ground this energy, because if you block it, it kind of gets stuck in your body, feels uncomfortable, and we really want it just to flow from head to toe and trying to just come out of you like roots if you so desire. So allow yourselves to expand into who you really are. It makes so much fun. It's so much fun. I have to tell you how much I love what I do. So this past weekend, I went to a psychic fair that was local here in town, and I went to a palm reader. And I've only had my palm read one other time, but this guy kind of blew me away. And he was telling me that I'm going to live between 100 and 200 years old, because I want to live long enough to see the changes take place. And I was like, oh, man, I thought I would live to like maybe 96, maybe 100. So, you know, I have the plan for another 150 years maybe. So just know that I feel like with him giving me that information, I feel like I'm supposed to share that, and just know that a lot of us are going to start to live longer once we stand in more of our energy cells and start getting rid of a lot of the illnesses that we have within our body. Another thing that I was supposed to share is every night when I go to bed, I energy heal myself. I run energy on myself every night. I talk to my organs, I talk to my blood, I talk to my body, I talk to my skin, I talk to whatever it is. Now, that works for me, but you guys can start doing this too if you wanted to. Just say energy on, or send healing to me. Pray for yourself, whatever that is. I feel like that's important that we start recognizing our energy on a daily basis and allowing ourselves to really, truly heal from the inside out, because it's all the past crap that we hold on to that pretty much makes us sick or gets stuck in the beliefs that we've been in. And a lot of the old ways are really, really starting to change a lot faster, I realize. And this makes me so excited. You guys have no idea. So excited. And it's such a beautiful day. They want me to share that with you today. So I hope it's beautiful where you're at today. The sun is shining, the clouds are puffy, and there's just so much love being spread around. I felt it when I came into Wild Ginger today. You know, I could feel the love when I was here. I could feel the love when I walk into my house, and I can feel the love sometimes when I walk into other places too. You know, they want me to explain that too. So my 4-year-old starts preschool this year. So I had to find him a preschool that would allow for someone that's as open as he is to not be shut down, because I don't want anyone shutting my baby down. You know, we don't want anyone shutting our kids down, right? So I visited 3 different schools. And I can tell you, by the time I got to the last one, I was like, as soon as I pulled in the parking lot, I was like, oh my God, this energy feels so good. I can't wait to go inside and hope it follows through. And the whole thing, the people inside, the energy of them was good. Everything was good of the kids. The energy was good all the way around. So when I say pay attention to the energy, I mean really pay attention to it everywhere you go, not just into the grocery stores. Where are you taking your kids? What does that feel like to you? Your gut and, you know, those feelings are not lying to you. You know, so after 3 times, I was able to find someplace. So now he's ready to go to school come August with the rest of the kids. You know, only part-time still, but still, mommy's going to get a few hours. Woo, that'll be exciting. So with all that, it's like they want me to share more about the energy, because I feel like the energy coming down is really, really intense for us right now. And some people can handle it, and some people are being knocked down. Again, they want me to remind you to ground this energy, because we need it to come up through our feet too, so we can bring Mother Earth energy up too, because we're starting to shift all these grids and timelines and all this stuff. I can't even explain everything that I see in my head, because most of it goes over my head too, because I'm still human and still trying to understand all this, which is so funny. So just know. And everything is working out just the way it's supposed to. I have to talk about patience a little bit too, because we're human and we like to have everything yesterday. But everything happens in divine time, people. Okay, even though we have expectations for something to happen in a certain timeline, release that and allow what needs to happen in the time that it needs to happen, because that's us trying to control, and we have to really let go of control and know that we're being supported in the decisions and things that we've been thinking about and the choices that we want to start making for ourselves. So they want you to know that you have full backup in all the decisions that you're making right now, but please have patience. You know, I've talked to people, and it's funny because this word comes up a lot in my readings, even for myself and another client that I talk to a lot. I'm like, yeah, it's coming soon. And I was like, yeah, I know. I've been hearing soon for like 7 years now. So, you know, soon really is on the way. I feel like we're a lot closer to that than we ever were. I don't feel like there could ever have been a timeline to be given exactly. It all depended on us as people, as humanity. So that's exciting. So just know that everything is unfolding exactly the way it's supposed to. And they want me to talk about prosperity and abundance too, because this has been troubling people a lot too. So it's like whatever you've been feeling about, whatever's holding you back, that's another thing that guy told me this weekend. There's still something that's holding me back, and I guess I have to do more research about that. But it's like, what's holding us back from being totally abundant? Is it the way that we still think about things? Is it our relationship with money? Is it how we believe we have to make money? Do we believe people should just give us money? I mean, there's a lot of thoughts around money that we should probably think about to see what's keeping us from that. But I'm telling you right now that we're all going to become much more prosperous. Things are really starting to shift in our favor. I feel that into my internal soul, so I send that vibration out to all of you so that you can feel that too, because it's about us really believing in that and allowing that to unfold for us. And it's so funny because I see all these like gold coins falling from the sky and stuff. Not that it's going to rain money or anything, but it's going to be easily accessible, more so than it ever has been before, which should be a lot of fun, right? We've always had to work really hard for everything. So just know that things are going to start to shape up and be a lot easier for us. I'm so excited about that. So excited about that. And again, they want me to bring up abilities again. So, you know, more of your abilities are coming online. Trust your intuition. You know, it's really, it's really hard for you guys and for me sometimes to even trust my own intuition because our brain gets in the way again. I'm going to bring that up again. But it's like we really need to take our brain and set it aside for a little bit and actually go forward with our heart. So yesterday I shared this thing from Magenta Pixie on from YouTube, and she shared with the Lion's Gate being a diamond's lion gate, which I think is fabulous because I've been talking with another friend about this diamond light for like at least a year or two now. So now it's like we finally have gotten to that light. So that diamond light is your heart, it's your soul self. And just like she said, if something doesn't resonate with you, don't take it with you, only take what does. You know what I mean? So it's about us really expanding and really using that diamond heart that we have. You can see that as a center if you want. And that just shows you really how abundant we really are because we have that all inside of us. And I feel like this is going to explode for a couple people, you know, because I feel like it's to make a diamond, we really have to compress it, right? So I feel like you're gonna blossom into your beautiful diamond self, which will be so much fun when you start to shine more than you've ever shined before. So which also creates a new light, people. It creates a brighter light, okay? So it's like, what are you creating? This is magic time now. I know I don't use that word a lot, but really, it's like we are creating magic right now. So what kind of magic are you creating for yourself? What kind of magic are you creating for the world? Because I've seen a lot more people out there, too, that are wanting to be of service and to help other people, creating more nonprofits, creating more things, you know, to help others, even if it's only just opening the door for them out of the kindness of their heart. I'm seeing more people be kind. I'm also seeing more people be negative because I had that happen again at the laundromat yesterday, but I had to be there to hold space, which is cool. But it's like, what are we creating? What are we creating? Create magic, people. Believe in the magic. If you have great ideas that you've been holding off about, now is the time to start acting on them. Come up with a short business plan if it's a new business. You know what I mean? I just looked up a business plan last week with a friend. You could do it all in a page now. It doesn't have to be a whole portfolio book of some sort, you know. It doesn't have to be that detailed. Make it simple. That's one of the things I'm supposed to talk about too. Let's make it simple, people. We make things too difficult sometimes. So we're going to start making things much more simple for ourselves, and we're going to have fun as we do that. Aren't you excited about that? And some people are like, simple? How do you do that? Well, they gave me 2 words the other day. Simply simple. I was like, all right, simply simple. Just simply make it simple. So however you can do that for yourselves, you know what I mean? My automatic writings turn out to be funny things sometimes, and they throw things out there. But it's like, what do you want to create now? They're showing me all this magic is taking place. And they're also talking, you know, about you guys clearing more of your chakras. So, again, that's allowing all those energy centers within you to really open, allow that energy to flow through you, feel your God self, feel your soul self, really feel that connection. And as I'm doing that, they're having me move my hands through the motions of those chakras. So I hope you guys can feel that clearing out. Because, you know, even my words are vibrational. We talked about, and I need to talk about light language for a minute, too, because light language comes in many different forms. It doesn't just come as the way that you see it physically. It can come through my voice as light language just by my tone or whatever. It could come through somebody's words in a book or a screen of people just talking. It's just amazing the amount of ways that this language is really getting out there. And they also want me to talk about the numbers a little bit, too, because we always associate the numbers with, like, angel numbers and stuff, you know, and sometimes these are also frequencies that I feel like we need to help us remember who we really are. So there's many different levels, again, to everything that we go through, which is so exciting. You know what I mean? Because every time something happens to me, I, like, look at it, like, I cross-examine it in so many different ways. I'm like, oh, why does this happen? You know, so it's like we're starting to understand it so much more, you know. So light language doesn't have to come in the form of a visual, even though it is coming that way too, like through Metatron's cube and different sorts of that way. See, and I'm getting all lit up as I tell you that too. But light language is starting to flow through all of us, people. Even if you're not saying it out loud, it could be coming from you telepathically, because more of us are starting to be in tune that way too. So, I'm telling you, the goosebumps are hot right now. So the light language, it apparently my language is light today. So feel the vibration of that and understand it in a different way. Maybe Google it, look it up in different ways. You know what I mean? It's just amazing how we get stuck in one way of looking at things when we should look at things in a different way. So I just say absolutely amazing. So it's awesome, awesome, awesome. It just makes me so excited. You know what I mean? Because I mentioned a couple weeks ago when I was on here, my friend who does a lot of the geometric stuff, and it just blows me away when I look at it. It just opens me wide open. It just helps me realize so much more. I just go, oh my God, that's so awesome. And, you know, it's going to be helping other people do that too, which is way awesome. You know, so just notice that things are going to be talking to you in a different way, whether it's a person, whether it's writing that you're reading. Just know that this is so open for you, and you're going to start understanding things in different levels than you never understood before. So, woohoo, this makes me so excited. You have no idea. You can probably hear the excitement in my voice. But I also get excited every time I talk to you, every time I step in, you know, flip the switch to do my job, to be my psychic self or my energy self, which I'm trying to keep that switch on all the time. But again, I'm still human, so I'm still learning that. You know, so we're all learning and moving forward. Oh, that's another thing they want me to talk about. See how I just say a word and then they throw that thing up in my face? So they want me to share this too. So about moving forward. So the other day, I think it was Monday, I was cleaning up my house, and all of a sudden there was this grasshopper in my house, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. I never even see grasshoppers in my yard. I usually see crickets and I see lizards, but I've never seen a grasshopper in my yard. But then now there's one in my house on my favorite chair even. So I go and I pick it up and I scoop it outside and stuff. So then I look up, what does a grasshopper mean? And grasshoppers, oddly enough, only jump forward. Not oddly enough, how coincidental. I can't speak today. They only jump forward. They do not jump backwards. They do not jump sideways. They only go forward. So again, people, this is all about not just me. This is about all of us. We are all moving forward. Do not jump to the side. Do not jump back. Please only go forward, because you are opening up the doors to your new kingdom, whatever that looks like for you. I feel like we're creating this new magical space, you know, whether it's within your own home, within your own reality, whatever. I feel like all this magic is really starting to take place for all of you. It's just amazing. I'm telling you what, I probably say this a lot, but it is amazing, you know, the amount of things that are taking place. So if you feel so inclined to start drawing or start writing, start sharing your words, whatever it might be for yourself, express yourself. Get it out of yourself. Start sharing it with everybody. Share it with the people. Share everything. I feel like it's important for us to stand in our power. That's one of the reasons why we don't talk about our personal lives so much, is because, you know, we haven't always been nice, for one. But it's also, you know, we've always tried to keep things private. We don't want people to know things about us. But then that keeps us from even really knowing who we are. So who are you? Start taking off all those layers of you, what you've been hiding behind, whether it's fear, doubt, some other belief system, whatever. I don't know. I feel like I'm shedding all these different layers of stuff, which is funny because, you know, I don't even know how to describe this, but I feel like if you had like this rag doll and it had all these different rags on it, and I mean literally just like rags to like zip tied, or I feel like they're rubber band, and they're just peeling them, just taking them all off. They're just taking them all off so that you can be who you need to be rather than who you think others need you to be. This is where our power comes from, by standing in our power and being who we really need to be. And I'm still figuring that out, you know, as I get older and I start to recognize more about myself and what makes me uncomfortable and why it makes me feel uncomfortable. So just recognize some of those things that happen in your life. It's way cool. So where are you going to jump forward to, people? Oh, into joy. I love that. I love that. You all should jump into joy. It's so beautiful there. Follow your diamond hearts because they're leading the way. You may not think they are. And this is where you have to think about, what are your real intentions? I mean, you know, it's like, what are you putting out there? Is it what you truly want, or what you truly believe that you only feel like you deserve that much? Or is it truly your all end, you know, oh my God, this would make me the happiest person in the world? Or, you know, they want you to keep your intentions clear and to the point of what it is that you truly desire, whether it be love, a new job, relationships. That's why I always come up with all these, get out a pad of paper. What does that perfect job look like for you if you had to design it yourself. You know what I mean? Because I get that telepathically things are happening a lot quicker. It's funny because who was I thinking about yesterday? And literally, I was just thinking about them. And then all of a sudden, they text me, and I'm like, oh, my God, did they hear that I was thinking about them? You know what I mean? But it's just I noticed that things are happening a lot quicker that way. So just really pay attention to everything that's going on around you in that sense, okay? Because it's just amazing stuff, amazing stuff. So I guess I should tell you a little bit about me and how you can reach me. I'm just a little chatterbug today. Once I get going, I can't stop. But anyways, if you're looking for me outside of this beautiful show that I have for you all, you can find me on my website at IamMelissaParks.com. You can reach me by phone at 941-266-9250. And if you're in Sarasota, Florida, you can find me at Wild Ginger Apothecary on Wednesdays, Fridays, and most Saturdays. And for my class on Mondays, of course, too. And I'll let you know about any events that might be coming up soon, too, and anything that might be shifting and changing. Because things will shift and change a little bit when my son goes to preschool, because I will have to pick him up at noon. So I haven't quite figured out how we're going to adjust that yet. So I'll keep you updated on that. So our show will move. I just don't know too exactly when yet. I'll get with Tiffany, and we'll figure that all out for you, just to give you that heads up if in a couple weeks you're looking for me. I'm going to be a driving fool, which is so funny because I just looked up in the sky and there's a dragon in the sky. So I guess I'm going to be driving my dragon back and forth to school. But dragons are about change, too. I feel like they've been showing themselves a lot to people, too. So the different realms have definitely been making themselves more aware. I feel like the galactic realm has definitely been showing themselves a lot more, too. And as I bring this up, they're heating up my body to an internal temperature of probably 200 to help burn off whatever fear you guys might have still attached to that, because a lot of them are here to really help and assist us. So have no worries on that. And you know what? You guys might feel, some of you might feel like you're struggling and you're having a hard time right now, but there is victory on the other end if you so desire it. But you have to make the cards play for yourselves. You have to make the decisions for yourself and stop including other people. And the other thing they want me to say about that is another person does not complete you, okay? They do not complete you. You complete yourself. They add to you. The partner in your relationship, whether it be your friend, it be your lover, it be your spouse, whatever it's going to be, they need to add to your life, not take away from it. So I hope you guys are recognizing that in your life, because I'm seeing that a lot between, couples that have just gotten together, couples that have been together, 10 years, 40 years, 50 years, oh my God, sometimes even 60 years, and they haven't recognized what it is that they desire to have in life yet. But they're like, we're not happy. How do we change that? I'm like, only you can change that. So you have to look at yourselves and see what that is for you. It's a lot of fun, people, a lot of fun as we move forward in our lives and more of your abilities come online. So I wish I could see a raise of hands. If we had an audience, I'd be like, how many people feel this and how many people feel that? Are you really starting to understand more of what you are energetically? Are you starting to feel more of where you belong at the right time, or if you're resisting, or if people are throwing daggers at you? Because sometimes, that's funny. It was funny because they want me to say that. So yesterday at the laundromat, when I first got there was no one there. It was awesome. I was like, this is heaven right now. And then this one gentleman came in shortly after me after I used all the small washers. And I felt bad, because I did use them all, but no one was there. So I figured I'd hurry up, get them done. But that man was very angry at me. He huffed and he put all his, he threw his clothes into one of the laundry baskets there and just give me all these little darty looks the whole time. And I'm like, I said I was sorry. It's like not like I meant to do it. But it's like sometimes we have to be there sometimes just to hold space for people too. And I felt like I was there to hold space. Yeah, he was supposed to get mad at me. He used another washer. In my head, he actually saved 50 cents, so he should have been happy. That's just the human part of me thinking that part. But it was like I was there to hold space and create that for whatever reasons between me and this gentleman. So you just never know what's going to be going on. So if you feel like you still have your power being given out to other people, whether it's your boss, your relatives, your mama, your daddy, whoever, start to recognize these cords and cut them. It doesn't mean that you don't love them, but it just means you're taking all your power back to your power center. Because as we go through this new moon, I want you to get out your little pad of paper. You know, I'm always good with my little pad of paper. Get your little pad of paper and start writing down what it is that you truly desire in your life. You can write it about love. You can write it about jobs. You can write it about friendships. You can write it about wanting to move. What is it that you want to start creating? You know, because this Mercury in retrograde was kind of holding us back. I feel like some people were just treading water for the month or whatever, just about. And now it's like, where are you swimming to? Where are you going? You're finally getting out of your space. You're finally getting it free. You finally get to move forward. Where do you want to go? How far do you want to go? You know what I mean? Because all the gifts that we've gotten from God, and that's where we came from, was source, right? There had to be a beginning source, which we'll call God, because that's the easiest way for us to go there. We are all a part of that. So we all have all these different abilities, all these intuitive abilities, things, artistic abilities. Some people are great business people. Whatever it is that you excel at and you find joy and passion with, that's how you move forward, because it's all about the joy in everything that we do. How many times do you get up and go to work and go, oh, I wish I didn't have to go today, you know, because that's not bringing you joy, people. That is not, you're not doing your heart happy there, you know. So it's like, what do you want to start to do to make yourself happy, 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 happy? You know, because it's time for you to make those decisions for yourself. I see a lot of people are still waiting to be saved by somebody else. You know, and that's funny because I used to kind of be that person. I wanted someone to always save me. It never happened. I always had to save myself. So it's like, you know, you can look for the help out there, but you really have to essentially save yourself. They're not that other people are not out there to help you, but really you have to make those first decisions for yourself. You know what I mean? And also with these new energies, I feel like people are becoming much more sensitive. You're becoming much more sensitive to the energies that are coming around you, much more sensitive to the energies coming down to earth, much more sensitive to yourself. Oh, my God, if I cry at one more commercial because it was sad, you know, I find myself very sensitive to everything. If it even sparks a hint of joy, oh, my God, I start crying. And I'm just like, oh, my God. You know, but it's like I love things that make me happy. You know what I mean? And they are tears of joy when I see those things. And it may also be release, okay? I also feel like I need to bring this up, too. If you feel like you've been stuck, you feel like you've been holding back the tears, you feel like you're just in this endless rut of nowhereness, have a good cry, people. Really a good cry to really help cleanse all that stuff out. Really a good snotty cry, whatever it is that you need to do to help yourself release whatever it is, because right now it's all about releasing and it's all about us jumping forward, which I love. And I love that it's a Lionsgate, because I feel like we're all jumping through it. I feel like, you know, it's another pool that we could just dive into and go, ooh, let's swim around and see where we want to go, which is way awesome. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to explore the unknown? Because that's what we're doing as we move forward. I feel like we're going in uncharted waters. I feel like we're taking uncharted. We have no map. We're creating the map out of our joy right now. So they want you to really start following that. Start following your joy. And if you're not, please do, please do, please do. Much more spiritual understanding. I feel like this is coming into play too. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more sacred geometry being thrown out in the public there. And really sacred geometry is in everything. And I think that's part of why we see the numbers too. Is so that we're all connecting. We're all starting to understand more, because I feel like we're all starting to connect the dots. I feel like you're starting to put your own map together. You're starting to understand what's going on. It's way cool, people, you know, because they show me like, it's so funny because they show me like these little explosions going off in people's brains, like, woohoo, they just remembered that. Woohoo, they remember that. So every time that you remember something else about yourself or your spiritual self, your God self, whatever you want to call it, your angel self, because some of you are angels, you know, it's like, what do you, just feel it, own who you are, okay? And step out of fear, because fear is the stuff that still holds you back, and you don't want that stuff to happen to you anymore. And with all that, all the difficulties are pretty much behind you. Once you change all of that and you start to understand how powerful you are and how you can start to create your own life, all those difficulties that were holding you back no longer hold you back anymore. You're moving forward without all that old baggage. You know what I mean? That all that old weight. It's like, oh my God. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm like, you know, all that heavy weight. I'm not even going to describe it. If you guys feel it, we're throwing it out with the recycling today so that it can be recycled into something new, because you don't have to carry that anymore. Once you have the spiritual understanding of who you are and what you're doing, or whatever kind of understanding you need for moving forward, then everything's going to move forward very easily, very easily. And I know you guys know everything's in divine order, which is awesome. Divine order. You know, sometimes I look at that and I laugh, or I think, and I'm like, yep, it's that was supposed to happen. So divine order. So everything happens just when it's supposed to happen, right? We've talked about this before. Oh, that's funny. I know her. Well, anyway, so the divine order thing. So the other day I'm driving to this psychic fair, right? And I had to sit at this light twice, which was really weird because usually the turn lane, I was turning left. I usually get to go first. Well, the light didn't change on my side, but it changed across the street. So I had to sit through this light twice. And I go, oh, that's weird. I was like, I wonder why I have to sit through this. I'm sure I'll figure it out. So I finally get to the destination to where I'm going. And as soon as I walk through the door, there's a gentleman walking outside the door. And I'm like, you're the reason why I had to sit through that light, because if I had come before that, I would not have met him at the door. So everything happens in divine time, even when we don't understand it. So they want me to remind you guys of that too. So if you're out there driving around and you actually get stopped at two lights, you know, and you can't get through, don't worry about it. You're going to show up exactly where you need to be at the right time, okay? Because even while I was out driving, you know, and I only had to go like 8 miles, not even, people were, you know, zipping in and out of traffic, and they were not getting any further ahead than I was. We were stopping at the same light. So you don't have to drive erratically to feel like you're going to get ahead faster, because really you're not. Divine time is just exactly that. Everything happens in the exact time that it's supposed to. And I just love that. Don't you love that, people? It's awesome. It just makes me so happy. Even though it takes us back to that patience thing, because even though we don't have a lot of patience, everything's going to happen exactly when it's supposed to, whether we like it or not. So just go with the flow, people. Just relax with it and have fun with it. You know what I mean? It's way joyful, way joyful. So I'm having such a fun day today because I can also feel the energy in every part of my body. So they want me to bring that up for a minute. Recognize where you're feeling the energy in your body. Are you feeling it in your crown? Are you feeling it in your heart? Like, I feel a lot of you are holding it in your solar plex today, because I feel like that's where our energy, you know, that's where a lot of our energy goes from, because that's where our power source is kind of too. So it's like, just chop all those off. Archangel Michael's coming in with his little sword, and he's zipping right through them. Oh, that feels a little better. That way you don't have to feel that. You don't have to feel that. You can feel better. You can feel better about yourself and where you're going, and know that you're not being sucked dry from somebody else, which is way important nowadays. We have to recognize where our energy is going and who's just taking it from us. Oh, too funny. You know, that's important. And then they want me to talk about kids. So, yeah, because my kid, they want me to talk about that since he's getting ready to go to preschool and stuff. The kids are so open nowadays. The ones that are born, the ones that have been born recently, they're just so wide open, and they're just here to help advance the earth. Tap into them, listen to the wisdom of the child. Sometimes you might think it's a little crazy when it's not. Excuse me. You know what I mean? So just allow yourself to connect in with those kids. It's amazing. If you have any kids around you, or maybe you work with kids, just pay attention to what they're saying and what they're doing, because sometimes it's pretty amazing. They're pretty open they are. And just know that you have a lot more peace coming into your life. I love that, because once you finally stand in that connection full time and know that everything is happening just the way it's supposed to, it's like we create this new reality of ourselves where everything's all good all the time. That just makes us super happy. Well, I know it makes me super happy. Even when it seems like it's a bump in the road, it's really not. It might be a little detour. It might be a lesson that you have to learn. What is it? Allow yourself to release it if you want. You know what I mean? And also take time for yourselves. Like, I'm going to step into self-care again for a hot minute. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you doing for you? Are you taking your baths? Are you taking a meditation? Are you taking a class you enjoy? What are you doing for your self-care? Are you going to get a facial, massage, whatever it might be for you, maybe your nails, whatever it might be, golfing, I don't know, tennis, whatever it is, are you doing something that you want to do for yourself? Allow yourself to take care of yourself and do the things that you enjoy. Well, that's another thing. I'm going to go see. My palmist he's going to be in this conversation again. So he told me that everything that I'm going to do from this day forward, I'm going to do all with joy. And I go, well, that was my plan. But no, if I can do that, you can too. So, you know, it's just like he told me I need to exercise more. And I won't say that he's wrong. I do. And he says, but you're going to do it in a fun way. You're going to find a fun way of doing it. So everything that I'm going to do in the future, I'm going to have a fun way of doing it. Just like for me talking with all of you, I find this fun. So I'm going to find more fun ways to be able to do this, right? And then I have fun with my kids. I'm going to have more fun doing that. And I'm going to have more fun with the people I work with here at Wild Ginger. And I'm going to have more fun with my friends. So you just know that there's more fun to be had out there, and we can make everything that we do fun, which actually brings me back to a comment my dad said when he was a long time ago. Okay, so I used to live in New England, okay? So I used to live in Maine, and we would have to stack wood. And we would have to stack cords of wood, people, not just one, cords, okay? Probably 8 cords of wood to get us through the winter or whatever. And I hated that job. I really disliked it. And my dad would always go, well, make it fun. Make it into a game. And I go, oh, my God, how can you make 8 cords of wood fun? But I struggled through it. But now I realize, you know, even though it was a chore that I had to do and I didn't want to do it, I could have made it more fun rather than bitching and complaining about it the whole time or, you know, anything like that. So it's like, let's make everything that we do from this day forward much more fun and joyful, you know, because that's where we want to be. You know, again, I've said this before, all my life, all I've ever wanted to do was be happy. And now I get to experience what that feels like because I put fear to the side. Sure, fear rears its head every once in a while. And I'm like, no, I don't want any part of you. You go over there. You go back to where you came from, which was somebody else. It wasn't even from me. So just know that it's going to be an amazing week. Enjoy this fabulous, fabulous new moon we're having. Thank God Mercury is going straight again. Woo-hoo! Get out of that retrograde. Get out of our own ways. It's really about us moving forward with love and joy. I'm just so excited to see where everyone ends up in the next month. Honestly, I just am. I'm just so excited. I wish I could show you all the pictures that actually flash through my head about the changes that are taking place and all the joy that's being found. And honestly, people, it really is just amazing. I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this stuff is. It's just bringing me so much joy inside of me. It's vibrating out of me today. I mean, I literally have beads of sweat coming down my forehead because the energy is so strong and so high today. And they just want you to feel it, and they want you to move forward. Understand where you're coming from and the things that you're doing and the things that you desire. And just know that you're all getting the help from the other side, your angels, your guides, your loved ones, God, ascended masters, galactic realm. All of them are here to assist you to move forward. It's almost like we sit in this sometimes I see it this way, like we're all in like a little fishbowl and everyone's outside of us like watching going, hey, look at that little fish. He went over there and did that. You know what I mean? So it's like we're being watched. And they're here to help us and to assist. But we have to remember that we need to ask for that assistance if we need it. So remember to ask your guides, your angels, and all those for answers, you know, if you need them. And then all of a sudden they show up. It's so amazing how that happens. It makes me happy. It makes me so happy. And all the difficulties, you could leave them behind today, people. You can make it all a better day tomorrow and just leave all the ickiness behind you and allow yourself to really stand in some of your real abilities and your powers. really tapping into a lot of the light languages out there. If you're artistic, start using your abilities, start writing, start doing everything that you feel like you need to do to help yourself advance forward into this joy that you're creating for yourself. I'm telling you, I really am excited about where this is going. You have no idea. I hope you can hear it in my voice. And my voice keeps changing a little bit today, so I guess I'm channeling a couple different people. But it's all good. They're here for love. They're here for light. They're here for joy. They're here to help all of us to advance into this beautiful new world that we're creating, because I still like to call it that, new earth. We're still creating this new earth. And each one of you has a piece of this, is a part of this. You know, so they want me to remind you again to bubble up. I like to picture myself like Glenda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz in my pink translucent bubble floating around. But yours can be any color, shape, what you want. It just as long as you know you're putting up some kind of protection to keep out lower level energies and also to keep fear out. It also helps against fear. And this bubble helps fantastically in traffic, people. Everyone needs the bubble when they get in their car nowadays. Everyone seems to be in such a darn hurry. So with all of that, I hope you guys have yourself a man. Oh, you guys are going to have a fantastic week with all this energy that's kicking. I tell you what, I feel like there's a lot of applause going on the other side. They're like, woohoo, you guys got this. So whatever you guys need to do for yourselves, please do it. Stand in your power, own your power, follow your heart. Be that divine self that you are. Oh, my God, I just love each and every one of you so much. So much. And they just send out this wave of love. And it's so cool because it's like a little ripple. And then sometimes it gets a little bigger depending on where it is. So they're sending out all this love, all this energy to all of you to help you get through this beautiful week into where you want to be, totally where you desire to be, open to your whole truth, because I feel like there's still some things about other people we kind of look at ourselves and we go, I don't want to look at that part yet. I'm not that way. But we really need to look at how our true selves are and really make that our happy selves. You know what I mean? So if you're still doing things that are making you unhappy, what are they? Start to change them. And I know with all these new energies that are coming down, all the love that we're being provided, all through this Lion's Gate, that we get to feel this beautiful energy, and they just open their arms wide. It's like they're opening their arms like for big hugs, it looks like. You know what I mean? So it's like opening yourself up to be hugged by everybody and everyone. It's just beautiful. I just see all this love, all this transmission taking place. Of course, there's going to still be a little funk that happens around the side, but that all needs to take place so that we can live on a better earth. So, I just love what I do, and I love talking to each and every one of you. And, next week I feel like we'll have a lot more energy stuff to talk about, because I feel like things are going to be speeding up once this new moon takes place today. I forget what time it was today. I think it happened all right. I don't know. But anyways, I feel like everything's going to speed up a lot more. The energy is going to be kicking. We're going to be going into all these different shifts. We're going to be going, making bigger shifts than we ever have before. So if you felt like you were taking baby steps before, they're going to be a lot bigger now. So woohoo, exciting. Oh, it happens at 11:12 p.m. Thank you, Tiffany, tonight. So that's awesome. Woohoo, that's the new moon peak. That's awesome. So just know, that's coming tonight. And that's funny because that's a minute after 11:11. That's awesome. So it's just like, and that number's been showing up a lot for me lately. They want me to just give another example of that. So yesterday I get in the car to go to the laundromat, and the car tells me it has a range of 111 miles left. I laugh. I take a picture. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I was like, what did I do? Okay, so then I went to the laundromat, and on my way home, as soon as I got home and I pulled in my driveway, there was 11 ibis in my driveway or in my lawn. And I go, all right, 11 is my number today. So just know that all these things that are taking place, pay attention to everything, things that are happening in your car, how many birds just showed up. They have me counting everything, because really sacred geometry is all about numbers, mathematics, so just be open to all of that. And I suck at math, personally. I have to have a calculator, but it's like all open to us, okay? So just be open to it. So I'm going to close up my day saying thank you, each and every one of you. Again, how you can reach me is IamMelissaParks.com on my website. You can reach me by phone at 941-266-9250. Again, if you're in the Sarasota area here in Florida, you can find me at Wild Ginger Apothecary here on Superior Ave. So I hope you guys all have a very blessed and magical week, because you are the creators of the new magic that you're creating in your life. And I look forward to talking to you next week. Love and blessings. See you next week, love.